right, good day. My name is Ken. I am an NASM certified personal trainer, and today we are going to continue our series on inhibiting the muscles that are responsible for pain at the hip due to the fact that we spend 50% of our awake hours in this position. Previous video, we focused on the hip flexor, which is shortened and tight because of this position. Today we're going to move on to the hamstrings and the calves. In the previous video, we employed static flexibility to inhibit the hip flexor by stretching it. Today we're going to use the foam roller. You ever seen one of these in the gym and wondered what they're for? Well, I'm going to show you today. This is called Self-Myofascial Release. And we are going to now inhibit the hamstrings and the calves. So the hamstrings and calves are over tight because the seated position again. So hamstring is shortened. As I stand up, lengthen. Same thing with the calves. They're shortened, tight, and overactive. As I stand up, they lengthen. We want to get the hip in this balanced position. So let's start by foam rolling the calves. I'm going to get in this position. Start with the right calf. 1 foot over. And when you're foam rolling, you want to think like search and destroy. We're literally trying to find little adhesions, which are not. They're groups of muscle fibers that are just stuck in a contracted position. And so this is a great way to release them. So if I lift myself up, this applies more pressure. If I keep myself butt flat on the ground, less. And we just want to roll until we find a tender spot, like right there, and then hold it for 30 seconds. So in the beginning, this is going to be a workout for anyone starting exercise. Holding myself up in this position, breathe, and as you exhale, just picture that tenderness releasing. Okay, same thing for the other side. Again, 30 seconds minimum for tender spot found. And in the beginning, it will be like the entire calf, the whole hamstring is all knotted up. So take your time. All right, left calf, seek and destroy. We just roll until we find the next tender spot. For me, right there. And hold for 30 seconds. Inhale. When you exhale, just picture muscle releasing. And as you spend time on each tender spot, at first it's like, ooh, it's really painful, but then it'll just release until all of a sudden it's gone. Then move to the next spot. Ooh, which for me is like right there. I don't even need to hold myself up. And you can play with it. A little lean, a little twist. Remember, seek and destroy. We're trying to find these adhesions. Okay, for time's sake, let's move on to the hamstrings. Bring it a little bit closer. Same idea, one leg over the other. If it's so tender that putting one leg over the other is too much pressure, just go to 2 legs. Like this may be all you need in the beginning. Okay, for me, that's not quite enough. And for demonstration purposes, I'm going to do the left hamstring. Okay, rolling, searching for an adhesion, a tender spot. And again, a little twist, seek and destroy. So I do this regularly, so I'm not finding as many. Oh, hello, there's one right there. So once you find it, stop and stay on it. All right, 30 seconds. Inhale, like right now, that is just very tender. Whew. But now it's starting to release. I'm going to use my breath. Inhale. Each time I exhale, it is no longer there. So that adhesion has been taken care of. And then we just move on to the next spot and next spot. You want to do this before other exercise. Because again, we're trying to inhibit meaning turn off these overactive muscles. The hip flexor, the hamstrings, and the calves. Why are they overactive? Because we spend 50% of our non-ambulatory awake hours in this position. Hip flexor, short, tight, overactive. Hamstring, short, tight, overactive. Calf, short, tight, overactive. Happy rolling. If you have any other questions, ideas, concepts you'd like me to address, put them down in the comment section, and I'll be happy to bring you some answers. Take care.